Hey loves, in this video, I'm showing you how to achieve this simple everyday makeup look. I'm showing you two options of high-end and drugstore makeup. I hope you enjoy.
You always want to moisturize and prime. Those are very important. It's going to create a protective layer over your skin to protect it from the foundation and all the rest of the makeup that you're putting on. So I've already moisturized my face. Now I'm going to go on to priming. And I have two choices for you. Here's the drugstore version and here is the high-end version. This one is Neutrogena Shine Control Primer, and this is the Becca Poreless Matte Primer. This one runs about $32. I believe this one was between $7 or $8. They both work just as great, so it just really depends on your preference. I'm going to go ahead with the Shine Control Primer today. Since it is an everyday look, I'm going to just use something a little lighter, and I'm really going to only focus it in my T-zone. And I'm going to press it into my pores and fine lines and everything. Okay, I'm not going to use foundation today because on an everyday basis, believe it or not, I don't wear foundation. I'm only going to do a concealer. I also have two different options in that. I have the Matte Select Cover Up and I have the LA Girl Pro Concealer. I prefer this one, I know, because it matches my color perfect, so I don't have to do a corrector or anything underneath it. Consistency of both of them. This one runs about $32. This one is $2.99. So it really just depends. They both get to go with the Matte Select Cover Up. When I'm going to do a light application, I want something to look flawless. I'm not going to do a brush. I'm going to do a sponge. Two different options. The Pro Beauty Blender or just a regular Wedge sponge. This one is $20. I got a pack of 14 of these from Walmart for 88 cents. Can't beat it. Go ahead and use my NYX Flat Finish Spray. You can always go ahead and go for your Fix Plus. Now, some people live by these products. I don't. I don't think that they do all that they're hyped up to do, and I think people put a little bit more on it. Fix Plus, it's not going to make your makeup. Fix Plus is not going to make your Fix Plus is not going to make your makeup last longer. This is more of a hydration spray. Hydration, did I say that right? Yeah. Put it on before you put on your makeup just to add a little bit more moisture, and you can put it on afterwards just to get rid of the powdery look, but it's not going to make your look, oh my gosh. It's not going to make your makeup last any longer. Same with this one. When I first started using it, I swore it worked. The longer I've been using it, it doesn't do anything any different. It doesn't make my makeup last longer. It doesn't make it look flat. Like I said, the only reason I would use it after I finish my makeup is to get rid of the powdery look and kind of make everything settle in. But for this purposes, I'm only using it to dampen my sponge, just so that my sponge doesn't absorb all of my product. And you don't want to like soaking wet. You just want it to be a little bit damp. I'm going to take my concealer, put it on my hand just to warm it up a little bit. Apply right in the areas that I really need it. Like I said, this is a everyday look, so we're going for something light, simple, and quick. I'm going to use it as a primer for my eyelid. Usually I would use a primer when I'm putting on eyeshadow, just to make sure my eyeshadow locks in place and doesn't crease. But we're not doing eyeshadow today, so I'm just... Okay, so I think I got all the spots that needed a little bit extra. Depending on what type of skin you have, you always want to set your concealer, foundation, whatever you're using, just to keep it in place, just to keep your face looking matte. So I have two different options for a press powder. I have the Select Sheer Press from MAC. This is NW43. I also have the Maybelline Fit Me. This is in 355 Coconut. I'm gonna go ahead with this one just because I know this one is my color right now, because none of my foundations are my right color because of the Texas winter. Has taken away my California tan. So we're gonna go ahead and swirl, make sure you dab to get the excess off. Press it into the areas where I applied my concealer. If you were going for a full coverage, I would suggest putting it all over your face, or if you have a lot of discoloration, you can put it all over your face. But since, like I said, for the 10th time, we're doing a everyday makeup look, so we're not gonna go heavy-handed, which is very easy for me to do sometimes. Okay, now we're gonna move on to eyebrows, my favorite. I only have one eyebrow brush. I don't have another option just because I love this one and it was $2 and I don't see the purpose of buying one that's $23. I don't, and it works just as good. So this one is the e.l.f. Instant Lift brush, and it has a spoolie at the end, so it's all in one. So I'm going to do a full tutorial on eyebrows, but for the sake of time, since we're doing something simple, I'm just gonna do a quick outline. Hair-like little strokes, you want them to look natural, and just go ahead and fill them in. My eyebrows look a hot mess right now because I'm trying to leave them alone so they can grow. So I'm not waxing or plucking or doing any of that stuff that I love to do. I'm just gonna let them grow out, and they look really bad right now, y'all, so I'm sorry. Say it again, you guys are gonna hear me say this a lot. Please don't ever use black product on your eyebrows. Just stay away, just don't do it, just no. It looks so unnatural. The darkest color you should get is dark brown, depending on your hair. And I don't care if your hair is jet black, because mine is jet black, because I buy it in jet black. Don't use black on your eyebrows. Okay, so now that I filled them in and got the desired shape I want with my pencil, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my NYX cake powder. Fill them. You can skip this if you don't have super oily skin like I do, but since I know that in a few minutes they're going to be shining, like shine bright like a diamond, I'm going to go ahead and use the powder to fill them in and set them. Like with your pencil, you want to do little soft little hair-like strokes just to create the illusion of hair. Underneath them with concealer, just to hide all of the hairs that need to be plucked out, that I'm trying my hardest to not pluck out, I'm going to use my NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer, and this is my favorite when it comes to eyebrows just because it's a really thick consistency. So when I'm putting it on, I don't have to worry about it sliding around. It's going to stay exactly where I put it. You just have to make sure that you blend it out good, because it will look a little crazy if you don't blend it out good. See that? Just using a e.l.f. concealer brush to do this. When you're using a concealer for underneath your brow, you can go a little lighter just to kind of highlight that brow bone area. I wouldn't use the same concealer underneath. If it's going to be lighter, don't use the same one underneath as you do on top. People will post pictures of you on Instagram telling you this is how you're not supposed to do your eyebrows. When you're going to outline them on top, I would go with something closer to your shade. No, not closer. I would go with something exactly your shade so that my lips are dry, so that it doesn't look funny. I'm going to take this tinted brow gel to go over them, and this is just so that I can make the hairs stand out a little bit more. I know I put a lot of powder and product over them, so this is just going to make it look really realistic. And this is from Perfect Arch, and I got this from Sally's, and it was a while ago, so I know it was not any more than $5, but I couldn't give you the exact price. But I love it. Well, I set my eyelids with powder, and I said I wasn't going to wear eyeshadow, but I lied. Take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit in medium to tan, and I'm just going to go in and kind of define my crease just a little bit. I'm going to go in with this lighter color here. Pat that on the lid. I have an alternative if you don't want to spend $40. They have one from BH Cosmetics, which is just as good. It comes with 5 different ones, and this comes with 6. This one has highlight shades, contour shades, and it also comes with a highlighter. This one has 2 contour shades. It has a highlighting shade as well. It comes with the highlight, and it also comes with a blush. So if you don't want to spend $40, I think they're probably under $15, and I like it just as much. Oh, I got some new brushes. This one is the Sigma Large Angled Contour F40 brush. This was, I want to say, I'll leave a link below in the description box, but I want to say this one was like $2. And I mean, Sigma brushes are pretty expensive, so why not go ahead and go to AliExpress and get this brush? It's so pretty. I love pretty brushes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do just a little contour with the darker contour brush color. And I'm just going to go ahead and contour my cheekbone. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but mascara. I just bought this mascara and I really don't like it. This is the Covergirl, the Supersizer. It was $8, and now I do have a sample from Urban Decay. This is the Perversion Bigger Blacker Batter. I actually really like this one. I don't know if I would pay full price for it, but since it was only a sample size, I did it. And mascara to me is something that you don't want to skip. It's going to open your eyes. It's going to make your eyes look bigger and brighter. Okay, so now moving on to highlight. Highlighting is basically putting a product where the light naturally hits your face, your cheekbones, your nose, your brow bone. You can put it on your chin as well. It is the opposite of contouring. Contouring is where your shadows on your face are. Highlighting is where the sun hits, so it's going to bring those areas out. So I have 2 different options. I have a MAC Global Globe, and I have a Ruby Kisses All Over Glow. This one is in light glow. I got this one from a beauty supply store and it was $2.99. This, I want to say, was $20, maybe $30 to $20. I'm not really sure. I'm going to go with this one just because I want more of a natural glow. Oh, I got more makeup brushes. Real Technique brushes. These in stores are like $25. Now, I love me some brushes, but paying $25 for one brush, I don't know if I can do it. Now, I got these from AliExpress, and I got 7 for $13. Now, the quality, of course, is not going to be the same. They're not as heavy as I know Technique ones are. They actually feel a little bit more plastic, and they're really flimsy and lightweight. But I actually got these just because they're pretty, and I wanted to just put them in a little bowl for decoration because, I mean, they're beautiful. So like I said, these were $13. I got 7. They do have the little Real Techniques. I don't know if you can see that. The little Real Techniques logo. But they weren't at the Real Techniques price. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one, which it says 300. I don't know if that is the same number that's on the Real Technique ones. But I'm going to use this one to highlight. Last but not least, blush. And I think blush is pretty important. It's going to kind of bring some color to your face. Not big on blush, but when I don't have it on, I kind of feel like there's something missing from my face. But when I do have it on, I'm usually like, oh, that's too much. So finding the right color is very important. I got this from AliExpress, I believe. Either AliExpress or Amazon. And I want to say AliExpress, but I'll leave the link below. I like putting blush on last. I like doing contour and highlight and then blush just because it creates that perfect little area where your blush should go. stippling brush and just blend all that in. Blend your contour, blend your highlight, and your blush in so that it just blends and flows and looks natural and flawless, and you can't tell where it kind of starts and where it ends. Okay, I think I said blush was last but not least, but lips are. You always want to put something on your lips. You don't want to go out then looking ashy and white. And I always think lip gloss is a good alternative to lipstick when you're going out for something fast and you don't want to have to think about checking your lips. I am going to use, I think this is Black Radiance. The color is 5204. It comes with the lipstick and with gloss, which is always good. All right, and here's the finished product. You don't have to take a long time to do your makeup. This was an everyday look for a mom that has 2 kids running around, or you're just gonna get up and run errands and you don't want to take a lot of time and you don't want a full face. You don't have to use expensive products. As you can see, I provided you the drugstore version and I provided you a somewhat high-end version. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you go ahead and try this look. Hashtag me at LooksLikeLavette, and I'll see you in my next video.